This is Cats in Camo. We're back on the range. We are shooting the Sig P320. I have 10 rounds in the magazine. We have 9 shots that I need to make out of 10. We have steel set at just past 10 yards. We're going to double tap the torso on the left. And then we have 5 zombie heads. We're going to knock down each plate and then finish with a double tap to the orange torso on the right. So this is not a time drill, but it should be semi-quick. But accuracy is the main thing we're looking for. For the gun, we're just looking to see how it goes from target to target, how it acquires the next one, and how controllable it is to set up the next shot. The Sig P320.
It's my turn to shoot the Sig P320, and looking forward to this. We're kind of excited. We've got a specialty course behind us with water jugs, soda, and shaving cream. We're going to start with the water jugs, and then go to the soda bottle, and then to the soda cans, and then finally the shaving cream.
You get to find out what I already knew. Allie is messy. All right, here you go. The Sig P320. Make a mess. Vaporize. Shoot it again. Oh yeah.
Alright everybody, we are back from the range with our Sig P320.
We had fun with this gun. I had fun with most guns out at the shooting range, but I really enjoy shooting full-size guns for some reason, being 6'7".
Comes with the territory.
Yes.
And the altitude.
The things I put up with for a cute co-host. So let's talk about this. We have 8 different categories that we score these guns on. The Sig 320, how did it do out on the range? Let's start with comfort of grip. Being able to change those grip modules really makes a difference in how the gun feels. We took the large frame off, so Allie would feel better, and put the medium frame on. But it's still, this is a very comfortable gun for me to hold and shoot. I really like it. I gave it a 4.
Unfortunately, switching the large to the medium didn't help me too much. I mean, I didn't get to hold the large one, but with the medium grip, it still was off somehow. Maybe I was just holding it wrong, but when I would fire the gun, the more I fired it, the more it rubbed right here, and it actually made my hand a little bit sore. So again, I could have just been holding it wrong, but it wasn't comfortable in my hand. So comfort of grip, I bumped it down to a 2.
Let's talk about the sights on this gun. This one comes standard with tritium night sights. I'm a huge fan of Sig lights is what they're called, and I am a big fan, but there's nothing outstanding about these sights. They're standard Sig sights, which are good. I like them. I give them a 3.
I would have to agree. They seem standard. They seem appropriate. They don't seem special. They're average. So 3 out of 5.
Let's talk about the trigger. The trigger on the striker fired gun is a wonderful, easy to shoot gun with decent take up and control between targets. I'm a big fan of the 320 trigger system, and I give it a 4.
With me being still a new shooter and just learning about certain things, the most important thing for me, being inexperienced, is if I pull the trigger, is it going to fire? And it did. So, nothing spectacular, but it fired when I wanted it to, so 3 out of 5.
Let's talk about perceived recoil. And granted, with any gun, if you have the larger the gun is, generally the more reduced the recoil is, and that long slide on the Sig 320 is supposed to lend itself to reduced recoil and faster acquisition for the next shot. And I feel that this gun does a really good job with that. The perceived recoil on this is a very mild, soft shooting 9mm handgun. I gave it a 4.
I liked the recoil on this gun. It seemed standard. It seemed... I'm trying to find different words here. I feel really bad.
Average alley strikes again.
There was a recoil, but it wasn't anything over the top. I felt comfortable shooting this gun, but it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't above average. So 3 out of 5 for the recoil.
Let's talk about accuracy then. And one of the things I've noticed in shooting this gun with a variety of people is the Sig 320 is one of those guns that's not an average gun. People either shoot it really well or they don't shoot it well and end up not liking the gun. Taking it out to the range and putting rounds through it, it was not a disappointment. I felt it was a very accurate, easy to shoot gun, and I'm giving it a 4 for accuracy.
I am one of those people who don't like this gun when it comes to accuracy. I really seem to struggle with it on the specialty course. So when hitting larger targets, fairly simple. I was able to pull it off. When it comes to smaller targets, it could just be the inexperience, that I don't have the experience to actually hit the targets, or it was jumping back in my hands, whatever the case may be. But for me, it was not a very accurate gun. So as a new shooter, I give it 2.
Let's talk about ease of reload. Dropping the magazine, replacing it. This gun works clean. It's for all that you can change the grip module, and that's where the grip is and where the mag well is. It doesn't seem to matter. It functions and works correctly every time. The mag's drop clear. It's not especially fast, but it's not slow either. For this, I give it an average score. It's a 3.
With small hands, I have to come around more, so right. Sometimes I feel that I'm not adequate or completely capable of giving an accurate
You're in a
score.
safe place. You can talk about your feelings here. Share with us.
I think for the average normal shooter, that this gun has a good ease of reload. For me as a smaller shooter, not as much, but I do think it is standard, so with the 3 out of 5.
Let's talk about reliability. This gun, put everything we put in it, it fired. It runs flawless since the day we first started shooting it. I'm giving it a 4 on reliability.
I didn't particularly like this gun overall, but for reliability's sake, if I'm shooting a larger target, I would pick up this gun and use it. If I need to shoot something smaller or farther away, I wouldn't pick it up. I would want something a little bit more reliable, but I gave it just a 3 out of 5. So if you put the two together, it comes out to 3 out of 5.
Well, let's talk about ease of maintenance, cleaning the gun. This is where the Sig 320 stands out completely from any of its competitors. I give this a 5. This is the top of the line because of that modular design where you can take the entire trigger assembly out and clean the gun. Talk about no grit, no buildup, no nothing in any of the internals, because you can just take it out, put it in a bath, and put it back in, and the gun is clean and it's easy. I give it a 5.
I think that it's standard. I think that it's decent. It's nothing. I mean, yeah, the whole excessive or being able to modify it is really cool. But if we're just looking at the one gun maintenance and cleaning, I think it's average. I think it's good. I think that it's a good gun.
This gun scored really high for me. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I thought it was a great gun. I gave it a 31.
Well, when you total up my score, I actually gave it below average, and it comes out to 22.
Let's talk about price real quick. Well, it retails at $713, and that's lower than most Sig Sauer products. The street value on this, or gun shop price, let's call it that, doesn't make people quite as nervous. The gun shop prices on this, you're finding this in stores for anywhere from $550 to $600 and $650. It's an inexpensive gun for the quality and the reputation that Sig Sauer has.
Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to point those crosshairs at the like button down below. And stay tuned for more reviews coming up soon. See you then.